Ashley, we are
What's
back
up?
at it.
We are.
We're now in the year 2000, and we had a nice little break from the
Wait,
podcast.
wait, the year 2000?
I mean, that's where we are in
Oh, that's
terms
true.
of
That's
the
true. In terms of the
chronology.
podcast.
Yeah.
I
You're
was
like,
thinking,
no,
like,
no,
because
not
the new
right
year has
now.
happened. I'm like, but wait, the year has changed, but also the what? Sorry.
The Matrix has glitched.
I
The
mean,
black cat
my
went there
brain.
twice. Sorry, I should have, set
Strong
that up
suit.
better. Yeah, start over. Disregard that. But no, as far as releases, the release we're going to talk about today came out in November 2000. So
Okay.
this is an exciting one. But before we get to that, how are you? We had a little bit of a break from the podcast. You went and had surgery?
I did. It was a whole adventure. My spine went all
Mm-hmm.
blip, but then they fixed it with magic, and now
Amazing.
healing. All hail
Yay!
science
I
and the skilled
love it.
physicians that practice it. So thank you
Ugh.
for asking after. We are much improved. And thank you, listeners, for your patience.
Well, I'm glad you feel better. I'm glad they were able to, do their magic. Sometimes it
Thank you.
doesn't work out
Me
quite
too.
that way, but so
That is
glad to
true.
have you. Because we got another 20 some years of these releases to get through. So let's
Yes, let's
do
go.
it. All right. So the next 7-inch vinyl record we put out was a split 7-inch. Now, for people who don't know what split 7-inch is, as a record label, you're trying to maximize costs, and instead of putting 4 or 5 songs from one artist, you get 2 different artists, one on side A, one on side B, sometimes several artists, and they all kind of salt and pepper each side. And we had a few of those after this one. But this was a split between 2 completely boisterous and outlandish bands. One, P-Lander Z from Japan. Actually, by the time this came out, they were it's P-Lander Z from New York by way of Japan, because they up and moved everything to New York for better opportunities. In years since, they have become P-Lander Z from Austin, Texas, by way of New York City, by way of Tokyo. And so, yeah, they live in Austin, Texas now,
Wild.
the land of crazy rock shows and South by
This is
Southwest
true.
and all that. In fact, the one and only time I've ever gone to South by Southwest, I was lucky enough that P-Lander Z was playing and I could get there on
Oh,
foot. It was amazing. But anyway,
how
so these
cool.
guys, I mean, they literally have color coordination. There's P-Lander yellow, P-Lander red, P-Lander black, P-Lander pink, P-Lander green, and um, they almost have um, Power Rangers
Yeah, like the
esque,
Sentai
like
soldier type situation going
so
on.
each person has its own
Let's
thing. In
go.
fact, they have an entire music video where they fight a kaiju inside of a
Yeah.
set, like a city set. I mean, so good, so good. And when they played live, and they've played Vegas a bunch of times, basically because they do tour a lot, but from the connection with GC Records and stuff, and they do live bowling. They have a whole song where the breakdown, they pull up members of the audience, whether or not they know how to play instruments or not, and put them on the instruments, one on the drums, one on the guitar. They put their yellow, red, or whatever hat on you, and you start playing, and you're just making noise, and they do the live bowling, and they have the flashlights. It's insane. Like, the live
That is so
shows
fun.
are bonkers. The music, it's a little on the simple Ramones kind of stuff.
Okay.
Um, just everything's the 4 count. Everything is just easy chords, but it's the live show that just blows you away. And
So,
so
how did they come your way?
so when you have a record label, kind of not even anymore. Now people DM you a SoundCloud link, but in the olden days of the year 2000, people would mail demo CDs and demo tapes to our PO box. And there, I would say, in fact, on the GC Records website, we would say, you can send a demo, but it's we'll contact you, not the other way around, because we get so many of these, and a lot of it just isn't that good, or they're just starting out, and they're just it's just not feasible for some record company of our small size to do that. But there have been groups where we did strike up a relationship and did kind of sign them in a way, and from a demo. We already listened to Porn Shot. I never saw them live. They sent a demo cassette in the mail, and we got it. And P-Lander Z did the same thing. And so when I hit them up, I said, they sent kind of like a demo CDR thing. I said, listen, we're putting all of our money into making the record. So if you're cool with these demo tracks, and at the time they hadn't done vinyl yet. Now they've done 7 inches and 12-inch LPs and stuff. They hadn't done that. They'd only done CDs at that point. And again, like we had talked about in previous episodes, CDs were big, so there was still you could still sell those at merch tables and everything. But they hadn't done vinyl yet. So I said, listen, if you're okay, we'll take there's like 6 songs on here. We'll take 3 of the songs. You're on side A. 4-letter words from Anaheim is on side B. You're both theatrical. You're both crazy. I think it'll work. And we did 200 black vinyl and 300 kind of like swirly red and black vinyl. Okay. And very fun. So 4-letter words, we knew of them because our label, when it first took flight in Southern California. And so we had seen a lot of the band members in other bands, and the band was making a name for itself. In fact, I think the first time I saw 4-letter words was at this venue in Orange County called Chain Reaction. And they brought Pete from Pete and Pete on stage. Wait, I know. And I was like, what is going on here? And then coincidentally later come to find out that the singer of 4-letter words, his younger brother was the singer of Thrash Cats, who did that funny song from the last episode that was his girlfriend broke up with him. And he was
Stop it.
I swear. So, all that connection. So, proximity. So that was not a demo thing. It was just going to the same show, seeing the same people, and putting the two, together. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a song from P-Lander Z called Sneakers. I mean, it's literally just about sneakers and loving sneakers. Here we go. P-Lander Z, Sneakers. P-Lander Z, Sneakers. So energetic, so fantastic. They have a song. I implore you, please go find the music video for Steak. Okay, where the breakdown of the song leading into the chorus is how do you like cook your steak? And they answer, medium rare. Dun, dun. It's just insane.
Writing
Such
that
a great
down.
band. And I think was Ninja High School the one with yes. Okay, so also look up Pelander Z Ninja High School. That's the kaiju music video. And for
Okay.
Pelander Red, they created this base kaiju. And I guess they spent enough money on it that they're like, okay, we paid for this thing. They took it on tour. And
Hell
they took it on
yeah.
tour until it got beat up, and then they didn't use it anymore. And then Pelander Red left the
Uh,
band, and then they got Pelander, Blue and all this stuff. I mean, just so much fun. Now on to 4-letter words. Okay,
Can I
these
just tie one more
guys.
thing in?
Oh yeah.
That you mentioned that they ended up in Austin. That gave me, being a Texan who grew up just like 45 minutes from Austin, the energy of that band and the tone of that band gave me such Austin live music vibes.
And
It
that's
brought me
why
back.
them and Chicken Ranch Records from Austin, who signed them, they were a perfect match. I mean, they literally. You're so right. They have that energy. They have that
Yes.
sound. So yeah. So at the time they were in New York, and then when they moved to Austin, they went to another record label, which is completely fine. It's perfect actually. So moving on to 4-letter words. These guys, they did a lot of really tongue-in-cheek songs. A lot of things that, I don't know, almost like wrestling personas, almost like where they're doing these things and saying these things, but also their albums had a lot of imagery and propaganda from the Church of the Subgenius. Are you familiar?
I am not, but would love to know more.
Ah. So this religion, which is not even a religion, but the Church of the Subgenius, their leader or person they look up to, it's not Buddha, it's Bob Dobbs. And the picture of Bob Dobbs is this like 1950s white guy with a pipe in his mouth, and Bob Dobbs was the master of slack. And so the Church of the Subgenius, they're all about, yeah, I'm not gonna do what you want. Anyway, I mean, it's so much deeper than that. It's philosophical, but also, is it all a joke? Like, is it making fun of Scientology and conspiracy theorists and shit like that? But then also, it's putting up a middle finger to corporate life, and I don't know. There's a lot there.
A contemporary Dadaism on that kind of movement.
Basically, because like the sarcasm's definitely there, but it's serious,
Yeah.
So Church of the Subgenius, Bob Dobbs,
seriously
Master
unserious.
of Slack. They had a song named Bob Dobbs. I mean, they were all about that. Now on this record, they did a lot of weird things. I mean, it was a lot of songs that bled into each other. It was a lot of stuff that just didn't really sound like that. Like they have a song that's like 7 seconds long where all they say is Method Man, the RZA, Method Man, the RZA. That's it. And then the song's over and now it's on to the next thing. Not going to play that because obviously that's too short and I want to enjoy something with you.
Are they the origin of the term Riz? Sorry, bad conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
I apologize.
You've already been going down the rabbit holes. So this song is the silliest of them all. It has a very Spinal Tap vibe. And it was written because the singer and the guitar player had dogs. Can't remember if they were both Pomeranians or one of them was a Pomeranian. Anyway, these two dogs loved each other. And they always humped each other. And they were boys. And so, Gay Dogs on Fire. This is the song. And it's, this is not making fun of dogs or gays. This is a love letter to both. And a love letter to those two dogs and who, 24, 25 years later, rest in peace, both of these dogs. But here we go. So this is 4-letter words. Gay dogs on fire. Gay dogs on fire. What did you think about that one?
Oh my god. Such incredible energy and really clever lyricism.
Yeah, so tongue-in-cheek.
Dying the
And
whole time.
honestly, in their entire career, there is not really any other song they have that sounds like that. So I'm sorry for picking one that wasn't that representative, but maybe what we'll do, because 4-letter words did end up on a few other releases and a few other compilations and things. Maybe on the next comp of the 40 tracks that we pick, we'll pick the 4-letter words one and see what they sound like. But
be interesting to hear another sound. I did very much enjoy the energy that they brought, and that I would absolutely go hear a concert by them based on that sound.
Well, you know what? Let's do the 2-second
yes
Wu-Tang one. Ready?
Yes.
Here we go. This is 4-letter words doing Slums of Shaolin.
Shut up! Fucking do this shit.
Hey, AJ, crying up your ass.
Okay, that is so different, and I definitely want to hear more. That is such incredibly different energy.
Yeah,
I would not even assume.
We coming up, I think it was the year after, we partnered up with Recess Records out of San Pedro, California, and released the vinyl version of the 4-letter words Jagov's split LP. So this that we listened to today was a split 7-inch, handful of songs each. On a 12-inch LP, you can fit more songs. So we, it's basically a half album each, and we'll get to that. So actually, there's going to be there's some funny ones on that one too, but I'll make sure to stay away from the Spinal Tap-esque ones when we do that split album. But yeah, so this was our foray into, when we did the Introspect 7-inch, we were learning. That was the first thing we did. it was, we went cheap way and just did black vinyl. This one, we got 300 of them in this opaque, beautiful red.
Cool.
Yeah. And so that came out November 2020.
Wow.
So that winds down this episode. On the next episode, here I'm, putting on the year 2000 on the GC Records website. We don't sign you if you send a demo. And then here comes P-Lander Z out of left field. And then, out of the Midwest came this band called East Arcadia. And they blew me away. It was another one of those things where I went to them and I said, listen, this sounds friggin' amazing. If you don't mind this demo recording becoming the real, 7-inch EP, let's do it. They said yes. We ended up doing it on clear green vinyl. We did the cover art, printed them all at Kinko's and hand cut them all. And just bought plastic, baggies and put them all in. Looked official as hell. They loved it. They were such a great band. They were such, supporters of the label. And I personally love their music so much. That we ended up doing a full length with them, and they ended up on a bunch of our compilation albums later.
Cool.
So very, very, it was good synergy, and so it was kind of like a good thing. So that'll be on next episode. We're going to talk about the self-titled EP East Arcadia from Cincinnati, Ohio.
How fun.
See you next time.